So this house here is having a giveaway of everything in the house. Apparently the former owners passed away. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. A couple crates of comics I'm taking out right now, but really interesting house full of stuff. All right, so I'm back home now, and this is everything that I grabbed. And sorry I couldn't film too much when I was there. It was just chaotic. It was basically like a warehouse of collectibles in this family's garage and basement, and there were dozens and dozens of people there digging through it. So there's probably lots of stuff I didn't get. I ended up just grabbing a lot of stuff. I grabbed a lot of dolls. I don't know much of anything about dolls, but there's a bunch of Barbies here and just a bunch of dolls. So I'm gonna see if any of them are worth anything. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 totes full of dolls, plus that bag there, some Barbies. So again, I know nothing about this. I imagine the Barbies are probably worth something, maybe. You know, the boxes are a little beaten up and whatnot, but I also got these teddy bear figurines. My grandma actually used to collect these. I don't think they're worth anything, but I just grabbed them just in case they are. Again, just a bunch of dolls, a bunch of old ephemera, a bunch of old books. I grabbed a bunch of silverware just to see if any of that's actually silver. Just figurines, a bunch of vinyl there. Just anything I thought was kind of like a collectible. There's a Lord of the Rings thing there. I thought this was kind of cool. I know most of this probably is worthless, but it's like a bullet belt. I grabbed some plates. There were so many plates at this place. Just like, if you were a plate collector, if that's a thing, there was just so many. And then some mugs. Some of these kinds style. Some of those golden books there, Tom and Jerry. And then a bunch of sports cards. I don't know that much about sports cards. I know that newer ones are kind of worthless, stuff from the 80s and 90s. But, you know, I don't know. Some of them might be valuable. I'll have to kind of do some research. And then last but not least, my favorite of all is there are 2 totes and 1 bag full of comic books. As you can probably tell, it's mostly 90s. There's some 80s too, I see. But there's a lot of comics, some Richie Rich. So let's go through the comics and see if there's anything good in there. That's my specialty and what I know most about. All right, so let's start digging through these comic books and see what we got. First, we got a Newsstand Action 684. A couple of copies of that Superman Aliens. It's another Doomsday Superman. A couple of copies of that. It's probably a bunch of doubles. If I had to guess, I think she probably got a bunch of these from the comic shop. A lot of these 90s Supermans aren't worth that much, but this one, 1972, apparently. That's cool. I don't think I have that comic, so that's cool. I just got some bags and boards. Some early New Mutants, number 3. If there's a New Mutants 98 in here, that would be pretty ideal. It's first appearance of Deadpool. I don't know, honestly, if these people picked through these comics. There's so many doubles. Yeah, she must have got these from a shop or something. But yeah, if there's some kind of key in here, I know this is probably mostly going to be early 90s, but like if there's a New Mutants 98 or something like that, that'd be cool. Honestly, though, the thing is, like, even if there's not a key, that one got kind of messed up, huh? Even if there's not like a really big key in here, you know, again, these are totally free comics. These are completely free comics for me, so that's cool. 70s or 80s Superman. Oh, this is a infamous cover. Cool. So there's some 70s Superman here, so that's cool. I probably don't have some of these. DC Comics Presents. It's a Whitman. So anyway, like I was saying, you know, regardless of what there is in here. Oh, here, that's an older one. That's 60s. Our Army at War. Even if, like, there's no huge key in here, you know, it's totally free comics. So how often do you get this many free comics? So, you know, I've been to estate sales and stuff where I've gotten really good deals, but I don't think I've ever just been given this many free comic books like this. This was really something pretty unique. Again, I think it's mostly going to be 80s and 90s, but it's a Star Trek trade paperback there. Another trade paperback, an ash can. Oh, it's an autograph comic. I tell you, the funniest thing in the world, man, how frequently in buying these collections you come across autographed comics. It's just crazy. Like, you figure it would be like not something you just come across in buying overstock from shops or, you know, getting free comics like this, but like, it's just these autographed comics are everywhere. I come across them all the time. Like, I've gotten Todd McFarlane autographed books, and just, I don't know, like all kinds of just autographed books all the time. Joe Kubert and so many people. Our empty bag and board. And I'm sure there's going to be lots and lots of 90s Superman. Right after the death of Superman, they just started printing like crazy. These are newsstands, though. But they're just so, there's so many. The funny thing is, too, for me, like, I collected Superman in the 90s. Like, you know, this era Superman. But I didn't realize, like, that was probably the worst series to invest in. You know, I just like the stories, honestly, when I was a kid. But, like, from a early saga, that's early Alan Moore on Swamp Thing. But yeah, just from an investment standpoint, Richie Rich, in the 90s, like, there was a lot of stuff that just wasn't worth much, and Superman, really, unfortunately, because there was 4 different titles too, so there was 4 different Superman comic books coming out every month, and then there was annuals and those other specials that you just saw, like Spawn. That's cool. Lots of doubles. These bags and boards are kind of gross. Another autograph comic. This book, I've seen so much of this. This one's beat. Yeah, a lot of this is 90s fodder. Steel. I'm actually not going to do this on the whiteboard because it's getting kind of gross from some of these bags and boards. Some are really dirty. Wildcats. Wouldn't be a 90s collection without Wildcats. Valiant. And Tops. This stuff, there's just so much of this stuff, man. This is all going to be bulk stuff. This is just, all this 90s independent stuff is just worthless. This thing's beat. That's from Ren and Stimpy. One of my first comic books ever was a Ren and Stimpy. Yep, Beavis and Butthead, newsstand. '70s Wonder Woman. This stuff, there's just so much of this stuff, like, no one collects it that I know of. Youngblood #1 might be worth a few bucks. I think I'd have another one laying around in a box right next to me, actually. Oh, and here's another one. Actually, I don't even know, that might not be the Might not be volume 1, I'm not sure. This ash thing too, whatever this is, there's so much ash. Black Kiss. Batman. These unfortunately a little beaten up. More Valiant. So not really coming across any huge keys yet. It's a lot of what you'd expect, a lot of stuff that was just overprinted in the 90s. This is just all adult comics there. So much crap. Like some of these independent stuff, like, yeah, she must have been buying these from shops. This must have been like bulk sales from shops. Because it's just like, again, because like, why would some old lady have all these autographed and like, you know, 90s independent comics? It doesn't make sense. She must have been either like buying stuff off of eBay or getting stuff from like, from comic book dealers or shops. This is even newer. This is 2004. It goes back to the 70s and 90s, 90s. Lots and lots of 90s comics. Cloak and Dagger #1. Billy Ray Cyrus. Darkhawk. New Defenders. Yeah, I'm starting to think I'm not going to find any huge keys in here just because this is like stuff that some comic shop bulk sold, you know, 20 or 30 years ago. So there's probably not like a really big key in here. Some Archie, Daredevil. It's, after Frank Miller though. I'm a big Daredevil fan though, so. And Fantastic Four. I think I probably have like almost every issue of Fantastic Four at this point. Lady Death. Oh, there we go. It's something. Some minor keys. Okay, so there's this Youngblood #1. So is this volume 1 or is the other one volume 1? New Mutants 2. It seems like there's a decent amount of New Mutants. Early issues of New Mutants. And Richie Rich. Wouldn't be a random comic collection without Richie Rich. You know, I never read the Max. I want to read it someday. It was an MTV series also. I know it was pretty popular. Some 70s Captain Marvel. That's cool. Also Marvel 2-in-1. Sarge's, yeah, see? So she must have like bought a bulk lot of comics off of Sarge's or something. Or some dealer who bought it from Sarge's. Sarge's is a big comic shop here in Connecticut, in New London, Connecticut. I've actually bought bulk off of them. They gave me a really good deal once. It was a few years ago. I don't know if they're really doing that anymore. It's kind of the pre-pandemic boom. Oh, there's the early Amazing Spider-Man. Well, not early, but 70s Amazing Spider-Man. And Marvel Tales, Marvel Tales is a reprint series, which is not typically worth anything, unless it's a couple of issues. Umbrella. Captain America. More doubles. Yes, there we go, that's the 70s. Man, Some of these are really in tough shape. It's funny how there's doubles, but like there's doubles that aren't even together too. Oh, this is Frank Miller. I don't really think this is a key though. And does it have marker in it, or is that just a bag? These guys, these daredevils might be worth a little bit. Again, though, like I said, even like if there's no huge key, it's just there's a lot of good reading here, that's for sure. Maybe not Richie Rich. There's a plastic, man. I don't know. I wasn't ever a Richie Rich fan. I sold a Richie Rich #1 though a few months ago, so I was kind of I was a fan of Richie Rich that day. Sold a Richie Rich #1 for like, I think it was like $1,200 or something. If that's in here, if there's a Richie Rich #1 in here, then I don't want to say I'll be doing okay, because again, I'm doing okay regardless. This is all free. Another Amazing Spider-Man. That thing's really beat up though. And look, there's another copy of that Venom. More 70s Captain Marvel. Not really up on my 70s Captain Marvel keys, but artwork is really cool. More Vampirella, Tank Girl, more Archie, more Captain Marvel. There's Spectacular Spider-Man. 80s Plastic Man, 70s Plastic Man. Sorry, I gotta keep spinning them around too. It's like they're not really in any set order. Oh, cool. There was some freaking rubber bands and stuff too. World's Finest. 90s Superman. Oh, I wonder if could be a first Hellboy in here. That'd be cool. Next Man. But again, I'm just getting the sense like it's already, like either it's been cherry picked at some point, or like there weren't ever keys in this collection really. Any huge keys in this collection. Unless I'm just missing something. Oh, Punisher 99, Punisher Warzone, Punisher Bloodlines. Marvel Triple Action is another reprint series. This thing is a beat. West Coast Avengers, none of the good ones. Cool cover though. Actually, I think this is like an homage cover. Pretty sure. There seems to be some more Marvel here, which is something. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Decent amount of Fantastic Four. Marvel 2-in-1. Ugh. This thing is a beat. Amazing 523. Destroyed. More autographed comics. More autographed comics. Rune. Ripclaw. Oh, Razor. That's cool. Reagan's Raiders. That's pretty cool, huh? It's a cool monster. And that Spelljammer. Solar. Oh, there's number 1. That's for something. So, you know, some minor keys, some newsstands, some 70s stuff. There's a newsstand. Swamp Thing. First Hellblazer would be cool too. 70s Avengers. But, you know, everything is kind of beaten up too. Marvel Triple Action, Marvel Super Action, 90s Avengers, Punisher. The Punisher invades the Nam. A Punisher number 1 would be cool too. Actually, I think it's like number 4 is the first appearance of Microchip. Again, it's just like the keys aren't here, you know? It's like they've been picked out or just... Is this it? This might be the first... I forget which one is the first Microchip. It's one of the early issues. Thor. What's happening here? Thor. Superman. Oh, cool. Okay, so this is a minor key. This is the this is the Hulk gets punched in the balls comic, and it's a newsstand. There you go. That's something. Got the Superman. Yeah, I got so many of these things. Like, I know they're worth like $5 or something, but I got so many of these in that white bagged one too. More Marvel Tales. Oh, G.I. Joe. You know what's actually really valuable is the last few issues of G.I. Joe. I got them in a collection. Those things go for like $150 or $200. The final issues, just because the print run was so low. What's this thing? Sorry again, they're kind of like going every which way. Every which way but loose. Oh, more Reagan's Raiders. Ragman. I thought Ragman was kind of a cool character. Shadow Man. Predator. More Archie. More Lethal Strike. More Archie. More Archie. More Lethal Strike. All right, this is my last stack. So, that's gross. So we'll see if there's anything good in here. The Archies from like the 50s can be pretty valuable. I got some of them in one collection. You know, some of them can go for a bit. But stuff from the 70s, unless it's like Cheryl Blossom, the first Cheryl Blossom or second Cheryl Blossom, or, you know, some of the Innuendo covers. A lot of them don't go for too much. So what are the odds you think this is a Deadpool? It's funny because it's open too. Nope, not Deadpool card. There you go. It's just, there's not going to be any major key in here, I don't think. I'm happy with that ASM though. You know, and again, just the quantity Like, you know, this was all totally free, so just even selling it as bulk, I've already made a profit. I mean, selling it for $1, I'd make a profit. Selling it for a penny, I'd make a profit. There's a spooky. Here's this. Some writing in it. 1971. It's a Spiral Zone #1. '90s. Walt Disney, Prince of Valiant. And I think, man, so I don't know what is going on with the grossness in this, but all right. Well, again, no major keys, but you know, there were some minor keys and you know, just cool books, cool 70s books and whatnot. So plus just a lot of comics. So overall, pretty good for free. Can't beat free.